Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. It's a video session on daily news and editorial analysis, which I'll be covering from the Hindu and Indian Express. The important news and editorial that would be relevant for the preparation of civil services examination will be discussed in this session. Let's get started with the news. What is there on the discussion? So today is 14th of September. The first important news is about the global stake report. We'll see the details. Second, that is about the president actually planning to launch the Ayushman Bhav Health campaign. This has been, when I'm recording this lecture, this has already been launched. Third is about the special session of the parliament. Right. Other than this, we have Lancet Commission's report क्या है tuberculosis में वो देखेंगे, and we'll end the session with editorial, that is the complete part 2 biofuel sustainability. So let's get started. And before I begin, if you're new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, if you find this video informative and helpful, do hit that like button. Now starting the session, and before I begin, best wishes to all the aspirants who will be appearing for mains this year. So this is something very important for all the aspirants. All of you have prepared well. Now stay calm and relax. Just give your best. Everything will be there in favor of you. And we at Apti Plus wish you good luck so that you make success. Further, the interview proceeds and you make to the final list. So all the best wishes from Apti Plus family. Now, moving ahead with the first news, that is analyzing the global Stocktake report, something important for General Studies paper 2, that is issues related to development and management of health. So global stock report की अगर बात करें, this is something that is giving an idea about how things are performing globally, क्या क्या चीज़ों की ज़रूरत है, how we need to devise out the things that has been discussed. So ahead of a recently concluded G20 meeting से पहले ही synthesis report release की गई थी, and this was something that called for the part of Paris Agreement that was signed in 2015. बहुत सारे ऐसे targets हैं that was actually set, right? So 2 degree below की बात की गई थी Paris climate change में, and even that has been worked out. The declarations की अगर बात करें, there's a finance issues that has been there. So it called for 5.8 to 5.9 trillion for pre-2030 level that is required for developing countries, and 4 trillion per year is required for clean energy to get a net zero emissions by 2050. This is for all other countries, but if you see India's target, अगर India की बात करें net zero emissions में, this is 2070, right? Now, as the report has laid down the key findings, 17 key findings हैं इसके बारे में. If you want to read more, you can refer to the website, but इतनी ज़्यादा detail में आपको जानने की ज़रूरत नहीं. I'll be telling you all of the important point that is there. So it achieved the Paris climate targets and even rapidly narrowed down the window for country to get an act together. Now about the global Stocktake report की अगर बात करें, this was a report which served as a blueprint with a conference of party. We have a conference of party taking place in the venues and aims to access the part of progress on curbing the greenhouse gas emissions since 2015. So since the part of the Paris Agreement which was there, from that time only the process has started to reduce the emissions. This is a first year that is expected to significantly influence the discussion. In November, there will be meeting for 28th editions of Conference of Party, which is scheduled to be held at Dubai, right? So the venue become important for you. आपको ये नाम पता होना चाहिए, because for many competitive examination, there can be direct question. Now, United Nations Emission Gap Report. This is something that I wanted to bring into light. So United Nations in report की बात करें, 23 billion ton of the part of the requirement is there, right? And as per the current pledges, the country even implemented that is 2 to 3 billion ton, leaving the emission gap to 20 billion ton. तो अभी भी काफ़ी ज़्यादा काम करने की ज़रूरत है. We have not even marginally we are achieving 10%, 10 to 15% of the desired target. So to meet the desired target, a lot of other policies measures are required. Now this too has been highlighted in the global stake report. अगर global Stocktake report की बात करें, वहाँ पे भी ये बातों को basically dominate करके दिखाया गया. Now, what are the key findings relevant for you? So there are 17 headline statement which is there for the Paris Agreement that has galvanized the countries to set a goal, selling the part of urgency in the climate crisis. It stated that much of the ambitions were needed to reduce the global greenhouse gas emissions by 43% by 2030 and 60% by 2035 to reach the net zero emissions globally. Now, transparent reporting adapted to the facilitate and enhance the part of understanding, implementation, and international cooperations. Now, averting the minimizing and addressing the loss and damage, this require an urgent actions across the climate development policies to manage the risk comprehensively and provide the impacted communities. Now, the other news, that is Ayushman Bhav Health Campaign, something important for General Studies Paper 2, that is the government policies and intervention for the development of various sectors and issues arising from its design and implementation. This is also important in the same paper जहाँ पे health के बारे में भी specifically mention है. Now, एक significant move में गवर्नमेंट ने हेल्थ केयर को और एक्सेसिबल बनाने के लिए आयुष्मान भाव कैंपेन स्टार्ट किया. दिस वाज एक्चुअली स्टार्टेड बाय द प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया. द नेम ऑफ द campaign is Ayushman Bhav. This is the official logo that has been released. The initiative is aimed to have an optimal delivery on the health scheme. There are a lot of other schemes, like there is Ayushman Bharat scheme which is there. Ayushman Bharat card is also there, which provide 5 lakh rupees of free treatment to the individual. तो ये कुछ important already policies हैं जो government ने लाया. Now, the Ayushman Bhav campaign is comprehensively a national-wide campaign that aims to improve the saturations between the healthcare services. उसके अलावे even this is not confined to any specific region. Either it is from any region or any part of the countries, the beneficiaries will get the same benefit. The initiative will build up the success of the Ayushman Bharat program with signify the paradigm shift in the healthcare services. The core objective is to extend the comprehensive healthcare coverages to every village, transcending the part of a geographical barrier, ensuring there is no one left behind. So this ensure for a complete package, right? By complete, I mean to say this will be a comprehensive, we're covering the entire part of it. Collaborations की अगर बात करें, there will be Gram Panchayat that will be coordinating with the Department of Health. The government department will be there that will be elected by the rural and urban areas. The synergetic approach aims to have a saturated coverage of health services where 3 components are there for the Ayushman, that is Aapke Dwar 3.0, Ayushman Meals at Healthcare and Wellness Center and Community Center, and उसके अलावे Ayushman Sabhas in every village in Panchayat. So this is again relevant for your mains examination. If you're writing something in mains, ये आपके लिए काफ़ी ज़्यादा relevant होंगे. You can use this as an example or government initiatives. Now, moving ahead, special session of the Parliament, something important for General Studies Paper 2. This is precisely important for Paper 2. That is the Parliament and State Legislature functions and conduct of businesses, privileges and issues arising from it. So, Central Government ने tentative list जारी की है about the Parliament session which will be starting from 18 to 22. The special session that has been brought. इसमें कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट इश्यूज डिस्कस करने की बात की गई है. अगर बात करें लोकसभा की, द फर्स्ट बिल दैट इज देयर इज अबाउट द एडवोकेट अमेंडमेंट बिल 2023, राइट. अदर देन दिस, द बिल ऑल्सो रजिस्टर्ड द पीरियोडिकल दैट इज फॉर 2023. दीज वेर पास्ड इन द राज्यसभा ऑन अगस्त 3. कुछ और इंपॉर्टेंट बिल्स की बात करें जो कि राज्यसभा से पास होनी है, दैट इंक्लूड द पोस्ट ऑफिस बिल 2023, द चीफ इलेक्शन कमिश्नर्स एंड अदर इलेक्शन कमिश्नर अपॉइंटमेंट कंडीशंस सर्विसेज एंड टर्म्स ऑफ ऑफिस बिल 2023. आई हैव ऑलरेडी मेड अ डिस्कशन टू दिस बिल. आप PRS, PIB और जो पुराने DNA के वीडियोज़ हैं, when you can watch that, you will get that. Although there will be speculations about the government proceeding in वन नेशन वन इलेक्शंस, बट के बारे में कोई कंफर्मेशन नहीं है कि इसके बारे में बिल टेबल होनी है या नहीं होनी है. नाउ पार्लियामेंट्री जर्नी, हाउ इट हैज़ बीन इवॉल्विंग, तो इसके बारे में भी डिस्कशन होगी. द पार्लियामेंट बिजनेस विल डिस्कस द अचीवमेंट ऑफ पार्लियामेंट in 75 years, starting from the Samvidhan Sabha achievements, experiences, memories and learning. The government has called that the all-party meeting on September 17, a day before the special session that will begin. Now, moving ahead, the Lancet Commission concerned for tuberculosis death, something important for general studies paper 2, that is issues related to development and management of health. So according to the new Lancet Commission's report, the world is not on course towards ending the tuberculosis. That means to say that the seriousness that is required globally, which is not there, right? So globally एक global effort की ज़रूरत है, where we will need to look and have a collaborations जहाँ पे सारे countries मिलके काम करें, but इस तरह की अभी कोई चीज़ें देखने की है Lancet के अपने report में से highlight किया. The commissions have flagged the concern with the increasing of the TB death in the last 20 years, and this come at the time where United Nations is also holding a meeting on September 2022, and this will be specifically focusing on the part of revolutionizing the TB preventions, diagnostic and treatments. Now findings की अगर बात करें, what are the important findings that has been highlighted? So the Commission's review report has said that there's a deterioration in the decline in the TB mortality. 2/3 of the tuberculosis case have just in the 8 countries. और इसके बाद अगर सबसे highest बात करें, this is there in India, followed by Indonesia and Nigeria. Right? Already in several occasions, I have told you that India is a country which has the highest number of TB patients. Right, close to 33% is the data, but even it changes every year. According to the Global TB report, India has reported 5.04 lakh deaths against the TB. Right. And the new report follow up with the Lancet Commissions on tuberculosis. और इंडिया में ये फाइंडिंग की गई है that tuberculosis incident has been affecting nearly 50% of reducing mortality and those related to TB by nearly 60%. Now moving ahead with the editorial of the day, the complex path of biofuel sustainability, something important for general studies paper 3, that is conservation, environmental pollutions, degradations and EIA. Now, what I'll be discussing under this, so the theme is about the biofuel sustainability. We'll see the biofuel sustainability in this, the introductory part, challenges with India, and the sustainable strategy that is actually working out and the way forward. So, biofuel sustainability की अगर बात करें, it refers to environmental, social and economical aspects producing using the biofuel in a way to minimize the negative impacts and promote the long-term viability. बायोफ्यूल्स एज एन एग्जाम्पल, अगर बायोफ्यूल की स्पेसिफिकली बात करें, ये रिन्यूएबल बायोमास रिसोर्सेज से निकाले जाते हैं. दिस इंक्लूड एल्गी, वेस्ट मटेरियल्स दैट कैन बी यूज फॉर अल्टरनेटिव बायोफ्यूल्स, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन, हीटिंग एंड एनर्जी जनरेशंस. इन रिसेंट ईयर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी हैज गेन, अगर बात करें इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स की, दैट इज ईवी, गवर्नमेंट हैज कम अप विद अ लॉट मोर पॉलिसीज. तो ईवी की स्पेसिफिकली बात करें, दे हैव गेन सिग्निफिकेंट transformations, and it's not clear that the decarbonization strategy would be there with the cutoff. Biofuel is a blanket term that includes both the sustainable and unsustainable fuel, and even understanding the difference that would be essential for the effective implementation. So this is something that needs to be actually devised out, और इसमें गवर्नमेंट ने काफ़ी ज़्यादा important policies भी बनाई हुई. Now changes की अगर बात करें, in the part of biofuel, it's a synonyms to the first generation ethanol that is primarily sourced from the food crop. जब first G की बात करें, this is what has been there, but government ने recently E20, that is ethanol blending with petrol 20% की बात की. This target is actually 5 year in advance. ये 5 year advance target हमने achieve की है, and this is for 2025. Almost 101 G की जो ethanol है from sugarcane, so this is entirely have been met. Now second generation ethanol की बात करें, this has been mostly from the crop waste, residuals, and this contribute to the part of several challenges related to food stock change and scale up. बहुत सारी बात करें अगर burning of the weeds and the part of जिसे हिंदी में पराली भी कहते हैं, उसके burning से काफ़ी ज़्यादा problems हो रही थी. उसे रोकने के लिए भी गवर्नमेंट ने उसकी actual utilizations biofuels में रखने की बात की. Now sustainable strategy, how it can actually work out. A recent study was there by the University of Michigan that has come up with the groundwater depletions, and they have compared it with the current rate, right? The agriculture sector is one of the hardest to abate in terms of the direct greenhouse gases, and India ethanol blending has come up with a good strategy to deal with the surplus sugar productions. Another strategy is to deal with the surplus sugar production that would reduce the surplus sugar cane cultivations की अगर बात करें उसको आगे बढ़ाने की जरूरत है. And even we need to work for a solutions जहाँ पे उसके और alternatives forms भी और by products को भी use किए जा सके. Global Biofuel Alliance were formed in G20 that is expected to strengthen the development of sustainable biofuel in addition to promote the ethanol uptakes. Now the way forward according to the International Energy Agency इन्होंने बताया कि जो net zero emissions है maximum countries को 2050 तक achieve करनी है and this can have a production triple by 2030 जब अगर सारे countries मिलके काम करें जो progress report है that will be finalized by 2030 ताकि ये पता चल पाए ये countries 2050 तक सारी चीज़ों को achieve कर पा रहे हैं. The Global Biofuel Agency and the part of the Drive Innovations Technology establishing the efficient biomass supply, smaller scale जो decentralized biofuel productions है units हैं उसमें भी basically changes will be there. This is what the suggestion has been there from the global alliances, and there's a need to strategy which should be carefully examining the context and the ecosystem to avoid unintended negative consequences. Right. So this is upon the government, the stakeholder, and the NGO to work out with the policies which is working for the sustainable environment to a larger context. Now moving ahead with the MCQ questions of the day. Before I proceed, I just wanted to share the correct options with you. जो कल के सवाल थे उसके correct option first के हैं C and second is D. Today's MCQ for practice. First is about the green rating for integrated habitat assessment जिसे गृह भी कहते हैं. It assesses the building environment performance. It's qualified the GREA certification. The project must have 50 points to establish the criteria. और Union Ministry for Renewable Energy ने इसे डेवलप किया. तो do check out for the correct option और जो correct options हैं वो आप comment section में लिख के ज़रूर बताएं. Do have a participations. Right. And about the second question, that is armored recovery vehicles. This is intended to retrieve and maintain the armed vehicle in the battlefield. They can be modified to transport and deploy movable through the river, bridges and other component. So you have to choose any one of them and write your answer in the comment section down below. We'll be coming up with more questions that is inclined and even with the change pattern that UPSC has come at 2023 examination. उस पे और भी जो ज़्यादा questions होंगे I'll be coming up with the current affairs questions, right? So this was all about for the daily news and editorial analysis followed by the MCQ questions. If you want to practice more questions, we have niche test series जहाँ पे आपको 4900 plus questions दिए जाएंगे along with the video discussion, demo test and free magazines आते हैं, right? And if you want to instantly register, you can use this QR code to register for this course, or even you can visit our website for further details, right? So this was all about for the daily news and editorial analysis followed by the MCQ questions. If you have any other queries about admission, test series, programs and courses, you can reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching.